Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group. Hope all you guys are having an amazing day today. It is Monday. It's about 9:51, cold, chilly, raining here in Ohio. And so here's the deal, guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about productive procrastination because honestly, that's really the only way that I get shit done. And it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I just thought that it was something that that was unique to me. However, I actually found later, talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, that we all struggle with kind of this thing, right? Like, not all of us, but I mean, there's a majority of us that are, we're always visionaries. We're always in this kind of like abstract thought where we're always like thinking about the future. And what will happen during that thought is we get so busy and things get so complicated, and we get to the point to where literally it gets down to the wire on just about everything that we do and everything that we launch and everything that happens. It has to get down to that wire, right? Simply because there's only so much time, and a lot of us are doing a lot of shit. I'm going to give you an example here. So my book is literally due back to the editor, and this will be the very last round of edits, meaning that the book is going to be complete here really soon. So it's due back on November the 1st, and it is, gosh, I'm not even sure of the date, but I'm pretty sure this is the last week that I have to get this done. I am heading over right now to get some quiet time. I'm actually heading over to the gym that I work out at, which is pretty much like a country club, meaning that they've got kind of lounge chairs everywhere. They've got like a coffee bar. They've got, in fact, they have Taco Tuesdays there. They've actually got a full bar there. It's like two floors, two different gyms. So it's this entire complex that is called the Five Seasons. So I'm actually going to be heading over there to bury my head for the entire day and go through and do my last rounds of edits. I may bounce between there. I may go over to, we've got a place called Winant's Coffee. I may head over there for a little while today. I don't know, but it is down to the wire. So I've got 2 days allocated this week to make sure that I get this book completely edited and I have it back on this deadline. Now, where productive procrastination does not work is if you're an individual who continuously misses deadlines. That's what's super important to me, is the deadline thing, right? And let me explain to you how I learned about productive procrastination and how I began to understand that it actually is an effective way to actually work or to live your life. It's the whole deal where literally, let's just say you were going on a vacation and you had to pack your suitcase at some point. Now, somebody who's like my wife, who is very structured and who likes routine, who does not like complete chaos, would literally she takes like 3 or 4 days to pack the bag. So she starts, if we're going to fly out on Friday, she'll actually get the bags out perhaps on Tuesday and start getting things moving in that direction. She'll begin, getting Ziploc bags together. She'll start a lot of preparation. That's typically the way normal people do shit. But if you are anything like me, I'm far from normal. And I kind of thrive in chaotic moments. So somebody like me, if it's up to me to pack the bag, I'm going to wait until 30 minutes before I've got to be leaving for the flight. And I am going to cram in everything that needs to go into that bag within 30 minutes. Now, it may be a little bit wild. I may forget underwear, right? So when I show up to my destination, I may realize that I don't have any underwear. But that's okay, because guess what? When I show up to my destination, I can go out to Target, or I can go out to Walmart, and I can buy some underwear. That is the way most entrepreneurs live their life. It's chaotic, it's insane, but it works really well if you know that that's the way you've got to do shit, right? It's if I was to list off the amount of things that I've actually got happening right now to my wife, like if my wife was sitting here, who she is a very, very structured person, and I list off all of the things that I've got to do and start putting timestamps on them, it almost makes her want to have an anxiety attack. So if I listed off all the things that I'm doing right now to all of y'all, you guys would wonder how in the flying fuck that I get all of this stuff done. To be honest with you, I don't know. Like if I list it off, it sounds fucking crazy. I mean, I was sitting in front of the Apex executive group when Ryan Stewman asked me to tell the entire group all the shit that I had going on at the current moment. And most of that, the group of them fucking high-level entrepreneurs looked at all the shit that I have going on, and we're all kind of baffled by, like, how in the fuck is he going to pull this off? And the weirdest fucking thing about it all, I don't even feel that I'm living near my full potential. It's the most fucked up. It's the biggest mind fuck about being an entrepreneur is that, and I actually explained this to one of my very first mentors, and he understood because he's the same way. And what he actually told me was very helpful to remember this. Like from the outside looking in, when you're an entrepreneur like me that thrives inside of chaos, productively procrastinates, but will always meet a fucking deadline. That book will be done on November 1st, my friends. We're going to be harder on ourselves than anybody else. That's the fucked up thing about it. We're going to be harder on ourselves than anybody else. We could do something from the outside looking in where people would think that we have superhuman fucking abilities. And it's still not good enough. It's still not going to be good enough. Actually, I explained this at my mastermind group this last year when we were going through one of the educational, in fact, the last day, because they're high-level entrepreneurs and they feel the same way. I explained to them that there's literally only 2 days a year that I'm completely fulfilled, that I completely feel that I've reached my full potential. And that's for me currently, that's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is coming up. It's a very, very intense time for me. And I spend entire days, entire nights, just working one thing after the next. But the problem is you cannot go that hard for that long, man. When you go that hard, when you wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and you're going hard until midnight, and you're waking up in the middle of the night to pool contest, and I'll talk about this later on another podcast, exactly what I do, the strategic behind it. It's a crazy fucking weekend. In fact, it's probably a little bit longer than 2 days, but the days that I feel that I probably put in the most is on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday. It takes an incredible amount of energy. It's usually followed by a week worth of, I don't really fall in depression, but it gives me the blues afterwards. Whenever I'm finished with that sale, you have to come down from that fucking intense level of doing shit, and that intense level of getting shit done is a little bit tough. I was actually talking to my wife today because this morning I just couldn't get out of this funk that I was in, right? And for me, getting into a funk is a lot different. I understand depression and shit like that's a fucking real thing. For me, I can get a little bit bummed out. And what I actually realized that was that for the last fucking 6 months, we've been traveling every 2 weeks, flying here, flying there, heading out to Zion Canyon, heading out to, Dallas every single month. And from here to there, we're going to Utah. We're going to Nashville. I mean, all of the time we're traveling. And although it seemed like I was getting kind of burnt out on the whole traveling thing, it was a level of excitement in my life that I'm kind of like missing now, right? And I just realized that because it's been probably we're getting close to probably about a month since we traveled. And because of that, I'm fighting this fucking boredom that's coming over me. And but the key is, y'all, is to be self-aware, understand where it's coming from. And it's just a calling. It's just God telling me, man, to step up and do something bigger and better in another area of my life. And we all should realize that. We all should see that for what it is. But that's it, guys. That's how I get so much shit done. Like, look, man, a lot of people will go to launch a business and they'll spend an entire year putting it together. I will launch a business, sell it, and then be on a deadline to put it together within 2 weeks. And then I probably won't even do anything for the first week. And then I'll crunch it all together in the last 4 days. So anyhow, guys, I hope this podcast helps you to understand, if you feel some of the ways that I feel, you're not alone. This is the struggle. This is the thing, right? But it's definitely a life worth living. So anyhow, y'all, I appreciate you for coming along on this Marketing Savage podcast. And as usual, I'm going to see you on the next one.